Yo, this is Deezyman.
And this is Degenerate, and this is the Midwest Mixtape Podcast.
Yeah.
I got a problem, I don't know how to solve it. We can talk about the past, but I don't want to involve it. Did you think that I wouldn't catch on to your lies? You can try to act angelic, but it's not a good disguise. And I know that I'm not perfect at all. I've got demons that haunt me, that want me to fall. If you can't convince me that I'm not better off, I'll convince myself that I'm the problem.
Hey guys, it's JSTN with the Midwest Podcast and Midwest Mixtape Podcast. Look at me go. With The Barn, sponsored by BetterHelp. I'm blessed to be here today with Degenerate and Deezyman. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Man, good.
Good. So there's a reason that you guys are here, of course. We're here to talk about Notes for Hope. What does mental health mean to you guys?
I mean, for me, it means, this is Degenerate, by the way. For me, it means everything. I've actually, like, my whole life, I've struggled with, like, mental health issues. So that's one of the main reasons that I got into music to begin with, is because it's kind of like therapy for me, whether it's me listening to it or making it.
Definitely big facts on that. Like, basically the same thing for sure, but a lot of up and downs in my career, you know, fucking life in general, and yeah, just dealing with that type of stuff. And music is definitely a big outlet, and I just like giving back, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, it's the best feeling for real. So
And Notes for Hope is the event for it.
I'm always about doing any type of charity shows and stuff like that. That's like not even charity shows, but you know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the awareness and
Yeah.
Cause, yeah.
And once again, so the reason we're talking about that is it's you know, that you guys are playing the Notes for Hope, and once again I'm going to plug that real quick. So that's the 8th annual Notes for Hope. It's a suicide prevention and mental health awareness benefit. This is happening September 9th at the Park L's Underground. The tickets in advance are going to be $10, $12 at the door. The show is going to start at 12 p.m. It's going to be a long day of fun. I hear that there's going to be a lot of crafts and stuff outside, art and things like that outside. And then, of course, we're going to have the music inside the venue. It's a fantastic venue, the Underground. I don't know if you guys have played it yet before. I've played it multiple times. I've emceed a couple of shows, too. Actually, recently did the Unplugged Summer a couple weeks ago. It was an event that I put on as a co-sponsor for Beyond FM and The Barn, and it was a blast. I
might have seen some stuff about that on Facebook or whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that's sick. I just liked you guys' page and shit, so I've been following you.
Oh, yeah. See, like, the Underground is a really cool place because it opened up not long ago, about a year ago. Yeah. They started working on it about 2 years ago, but they had some flood damage that happened because it's right next to the river. And it actually kind of set them back a little bit as far as expenses and things like that. And then they kind of getting it going and trying to help build the scene down here, because if you know, I don't know if you guys have played much down here at all, but
I haven't, yeah.
I've been a part of the scene for a long time, you know, on and off the stage, and probably about 15 years ago there was a music scene, and then it kind of, as I started getting into music myself, there wasn't much of a scene, and now we have another venue that opens up, and it's not just like a bar.
Right.
That has live music. It's an actual event dedicated to music, and now there is a bar there. They don't have a kitchen or anything, though. They don't actually have food, but the cool thing is that they allow food to be brought in, which most places don't let you do. So that's pretty awesome too. And there's a lot of cool eateries around there. There's food trucks all over the place. You can order Domino's or a DoorDash. So it's a pretty cool thing. So going back on to Notes for Hope, we're going to be playing a lot of cool bands like you guys, and then other artists that are going to be there are going to be At My Worst, Lost Theory, Party Crashers, King of Vagabonds, Why, Skylines of the Limit, which we just had the interview with Lucas, and of course we've got you guys in here, which is Degenerate and Deezyman. We got Holding Ground, which we had them on last week, The Doubted, and then Keith, the founder of the organization. He's of course been in other bands like The Cinema Story and Downswinging. Oh, yeah. Going back on the whole mental health thing, how does music help you guys as far as your mental health goes? Like you talked about what mental health means to you, but how does it personally help you?
Yeah, music for real. Like it lets me know that like if I listen to a song and I can relate to it, it lets me know that I'm not the only one going through something, and it lets me realize that it's bigger than just myself. So it kind of puts things in perspective for me. In terms of like making music, it lets me. I'm not really big on like talking about how I feel, but I can write how I feel very easily. So it's definitely a way of me being able to take those writings and make them vocal, so that maybe if someone else is going through the same thing, they can relate as well.
Oh yeah, I totally understand how that feels.
Yeah.
And what about you, man?
Yeah, damn
Deezyman?
straight. What he says, but more of me, it's like it's kind of like it's just a better, like, keeps me motivated for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, keeps me going throughout the day. It's like, dude, I be making, you know, like, I'm just gonna brag about myself. I think I make good music, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, if this is like making me happy and stuff, hopefully it can make other people happy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I just do it for myself, if anyone, you know what I'm saying? I make music for myself, and that's what's gonna keep me going, because I love to do it. It's something I love to do, you know?
Right, of course. And you guys have done some collaboration together. How did that come to be?
Well, I mean, I've been working with Travis for like numerous years now, and him and Transcendent Media and Trap 24, like doing shows together all the time, and like we just been bullshitting each other until then, you know. And then finally he sent me a song, and I was like, hell yeah, this is actually gas. And then we met up and made this shit happen, and it was good, man. It turned out really good. I was hella stoked on it. We shot a video. It was great, man. Yeah,
it was Fake Friends was the first song we did together, and honestly, like, I had that song sitting for like a year. There were 2 other people that were supposed to be on it originally. Things fell through with that. One of them I just didn't feel like they fit the song, that their style didn't fit it. The other one I had a falling out with, and then I just sat on it. I was going to scrap it because I didn't like the way it sounded. And then we had been talking for a while about like, hey, we need to do a song together. And for whatever reason, it just never happened. And then I was like, I'm sending this to him. And he was like, let's do it. And then we just redid the whole song from scratch. I even changed some of the things that was from the original one with a new engineer. And yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Shout out, Lighthouse Sounds for that one for sure.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So you guys are like all about community and building the music scene together.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's one of the things I love about the St. Louis scene is, you know, I was always in the St. Louis scene more than anything.
Yeah.
And being a musician myself and now working with Beyond FM, doing the barn and stuff like that, one of the cool things that I've gotten to do is talk to a lot of artists like you guys. And it really seems like St. Louis has something special that a lot of other music scenes don't have, and it's the community. Yeah, not just the community, but the talent, but the willingness to not just compete with the talent. You know, it's all about bringing each other up. You want to tell me a little bit about some of the other people you guys worked with?
Yeah. Well, going back to what you just said, though, with the community thing, I agree and disagree at the same time. It depends on what scene you're talking about, because we've got scenes within the scene. Like we've got the hip-hop scene, we've got the rock scene, we've got the metal scene, we've got the punk scene. I would agree with that on the rock side.
yeah, for sure.
The hip-hop side, it is 100% competition.
To be fair, but that's true. But to be fair, with the hip-hop scene, I think it's kind of part of the game. You know, it's supposed to be kind of a competition, but I feel like there's love at the beginning, at the end of it. You know, even though there's some beef and stuff about that, that's a hip-hop culture.
Right.
One of my biggest things that I've always done, because I've been around the scene for a while, it's actually... I started to agitate the airwaves in 2017, and that's whenever I first started in the music scene. And my big thing had always been mixing genres. I wanted the music scene to come together as a whole. So I would do like rock shows with rappers on it, rap shows with rock bands on it.
Right.
And that was my big goal. And that's one of the reasons that, like, because my influence mostly comes from like pop punk, so I have a lot of pop punk influence in my music. But I always thought that pop punk
and that's the shit I love
hip hop
most.
Can go together so well. And I was pushing for this shit back in 2017, and I said, and I kept on saying, "It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming."
Emo pop punk. That's always been my big thing too. Of course, I kind of dabble with other stuff like hip hop and R&B and things like that too. But I totally understand what you mean, because like 5 to 10 years ago, I was like, let's get a rapper on some pop punk songs, or let's do some raps myself on a pop punk song, and everybody's just like, shut the hell up.
I was on October's ass back then saying, guys, you guys need to do a song with a rapper.
Right.
It would work. I'm telling you.
And now, you know, it's kind of the big thing in the pop punk scene.
Yeah.
You know, you got Blackberry, you got MGK's doing it, all kinds of other...
Everybody, for real.
Right.
Fat Nick. Like,
Yeah, you've got rappers coming over to the pop punk side, and you've got pop punks bands that are going over to the rap side. Like Point North uses a lot of
Point
hip-hop
North.
influence.
I love Point North.
Magnolia Park has a lot of
I
hip-hop
love
influence.
Magnolia Park.
Yeah.
Into the Dark, the acoustic version from Point North, is one that's been living rent-free in my head for the better half of a year now. So some of those influences, you've already talked about the pop punk. What are some of your direct influences with your music, Degenerate?
It's hard to say. I try not to sound like anyone, but I mean, when I'm looking for like instrumentals, or if I'm talking to a producer and I'm like, hey, this is the sound I want it to go, it's usually going to be something like Black Bear, or I hate to say it out loud, MGK style.
Right. No, I totally get it, because I hate...
slapping.
For real, I hate being associated with him now, because he's just not a great person. I'm not a big... I'm a huge hip-hop fan, but I'm not a big MGK fan. And it's not just because of the Eminem beef and all that stuff. It's just his music never really sat with me. But then whenever he started releasing, you know, like the mainstream Sellout, and then the one before that with Travis Barker doing the production and stuff, I was blown away. I was like, man, this is the shit.
A really good take.
And Travis Barker is to blame for the merging. He's the one who's doing it.
It's
He's
a blessing and a
pulling
curse.
all them over. But yeah, I really like it. But in reality, like, there had been people doing this stuff way before MGK. You've got Nothing Nowhere has been doing it for a while. Ryan Oakes has been doing it for a while. Garden, Mod Sun.
Mod Sun's been around for a while, and people don't
I mean, he
realize
changed his style a little, but he didn't have to go too far.
Yeah.
He was already right there at the cusp of being a pop punk artist. So
Right. So that's yours, Deezyman. So some of your direct influences.
Man, for real, I just like I don't even know how to like explain that, but like I just like really grew up on like metal and like alternative ass music. And after a while, like when I started becoming a teenager, a more individual person, I listened to rap and stuff. And then like just all my friends, for real, like all my friends growing up, they just all rap. So I was like, man, I got to do it too. Like it's just like I'm trying to fit in, guys, you know, like. But shit, all my friends were hella good at this shit, so I was trying to get into it.
I feel you. Like I make the joke all the time, because I'm more of a singer than anything.
Right.
And that's, I've always been in like the pop punk genre. That's Lucas, who was here for Skylines the Limit. We used to have a band together called A Part of Heart, and we did like the emo pop punk thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of always been my thing. But the thing I joke about all the time is all my friends are rappers. I have friends that are rappers from down here. I have friends up in the city that I'm friends with that are rappers exclusively, and I've always just been like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna try rapping. It's not good. I am not a rapper. I do try, but it's just,
that's how I started, for real. I started rapping, but now I'm more like a singer, for real. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same with me. Like I tried being a rapper at first.
Like,
I tried being an emo rapper.
I really found my sound, and it's definitely not rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a couple of songs that we're gonna listen to. I think we're gonna play a couple of your guys' individual songs, and then you're gonna play some of the songs that you guys did together.
Yeah.
Sound good? I think we're gonna start with Degenerate. We're gonna go into a music break. The song's Hate Me.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a listen to Hate Me by Degenerate.
So easily you tell yourself that you're okay, but then you spin out for a week. I don't know what else I can do. I just can't keep from wanting you. You know just how to break me down, but you also know my fantasies. I know this ain't exactly what we wanted. Just go back in time to get back to where we started. Instead of asking your name, pretend I never saw you. We could point the blame, but still be broken mistake, and I told her I loved her while we were in bed. I made a mistake, and I could have sworn that I said it in my head. You tell me that I got issues, well, lately that's all I can give you. If you hate me, I don't blame you. What can I
So that was Hate Me by Degenerate. You want to tell me a little bit about the production of that song, how it came to be, and what it means to you?
Yeah. So I have this bad habit of procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I needed to release something soon because the last song I had was the one with him, and then I was like, I need something so I can release something. So I hit up Davo, the engineer over at Lighthouse Sounds, and I'm like, hey, I need to book a session. I had nothing planned at the time. I had nothing written, nothing. So I was like, hey, I need to book some time because I knew that was going to force me into it. So once he did that, then I reached out to Bad Kid, who produced the beat for it, and told him what kind of vibes I wanted, which was kind of like more happy because a lot of times I just do sad shit. So I was like, I need something a little more happy. I want something a little more upbeat. So he put that together, sent it to me, and then I wrote it, and then the next day I went in and recorded it. But shout out to Davo because Davo is actually who really made that song so good. Because in the past I would use other other engineers, and it would just be like a transaction. You know, you pay, and for their time, you do your thing, and then that's it.
That's what you get. Yeah.
It's pretty cool when you get that artist producer relationship with somebody where you actually, you know, you're not just paying them and getting the job done. You actually have a symbiotic, you know, you build off of each other. Even though it's your song and they're doing the production, like you're still, you know, kind of collaborating a little bit, almost like you're working with another artist.
Exactly. And he like, for instance, like the towards the end of the song, whenever I started doing the bridge, I didn't have anything there. He's like, you need to fill that in. Like, that's the perfect spot for a good bridge. So that's when I did that. And he helped me along a lot. But I've had a lot of issues with other engineers where it'd be like, I'm off beat. They don't tell me I'm off beat. or I do miss it, and they're like, do that again. Okay. Now do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Well, what am I doing wrong so I can fix it? Like... So, shout out to Davo for that. Yeah, Davo, he's over in Alton at Lighthouse Sounds. It's a really nice studio too. Like it's an actual studio.
It's like probably like $500,000 to $1 million studio. You know, it's nice.
Yeah,
definitely.
A lot of rappers are used to like going in someone's basement,
right?
So it's a nice,
the little closet recording booth.
Yeah,
no, this is so official there, and like Davo, yeah, for real, man. He really got my like whole sound. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I was making crap music before I like messed with Dave.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah, and he really brought it out of me and made me get like comfortable with my voice, you know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah.
And like again, like we know all of our friends are rappers. So all of our all of our engineer friends are rap engineers. They don't know about layering vocals and all
right.
that
They're all more like beat makers as opposed to producers.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Gotcha. So I know you're going to be playing Notes for Hope with Deezyman, of course. Do you have any other shows you got coming up or other songs you're releasing? Yeah,
we both are actually going to be opening up for Fix over at Red Flag on October 22nd.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a sick show for sure.
Any releases coming out?
I have to book a studio session, so it'll force me to write something new. But I will have some new stuff on the way, but there's nothing ready yet.
Okay. And where can they find your songs, and where can we find you on socials?
Yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms except for, I am on SoundCloud, but there's not really much on there. So I use a distribution site. So like, and they
something like DistroKid.
Yeah, it is DistroKid.
Okay.
They don't put it on SoundCloud,
right?
So I have to manually go and do that, and I forget, and I get lazy and all that. So I'm on everything else though.
Right.
It's just Degenerate. Just look for the capital G in Degenerate. And then socials, I'm on Threads. I'm on
X.
Instagram. I'm not on X. I need to be, but I'm not. And then Facebook. It's all Degenerate 314.
On the U-Twit face is what I always call it. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. U-Twit.
I'm really upset that the Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg fight isn't happening anymore.
Oh man, I so wanted to see that fight. That would have been.
It would have made so much money.
It's so stupid, but I would have paid for it, honestly.
I'd pay at most. I'd pay $100 though.
I think that's all it is. So
Yeah,
it's only $100.
I'd pay for it.
Right. Okay. So going back to Notes for Hope a little bit. We talked about music, how it helps you. What advice would you, Degenerate, personally give somebody who's going through a mental health crisis?
It's not something that's going to last forever. If you're feeling down, you're feeling sad or whatever, I mean, just look for someone to talk to.
Yeah.
It could be a close friend, or if you don't want to talk to a close friend, I mean, you got BetterHelp online. You've got all these different things. Yeah, you can talk to me. Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You can talk to. Yeah. Hey, I don't judge. I've done some fucked up shit. I've been through some fucked up shit. So nothing's gonna surprise me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, finding somebody. It's not just finding somebody to talk to. I think it's just building your own community, basically your own support group. I'm sure you guys, since you work so close together, you're good friends.
Right.
You probably talk to each other about personal stuff, and that's the way it needs to be. Like I was talking with Lucas before. Lucas, it's important. He's part of my support group. We played music together. We went to high school together. He's the one that saved my life during my suicide attempt. So it's important to keep people around and have those people to talk to instead of just desperately trying to find somebody to have your people. And then of course talking to professionals and stuff, BetterHelp, Everest Counseling, other things is super important. And then as well as like your creative outlets, how music helps you guys, and then of course there's other forms of art as well, or sports.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, you find a hobby or something that you really enjoy doing, man, that's gonna ease your mind. Like, I feel like it's gonna ease your mind anytime for sure. Like, if you find something that's really gonna hold you down and you're really genuine, truthful about, it's gonna be good, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
One common phrase that has been thrown around, it kind of came out naturally in the last couple interviews, was it's okay to be okay.
Definitely.
Or it's okay to not be okay.
To not be okay.
Yeah. Because, you're going to have bad days. You can't really have good days unless you have bad days. It's the whole yin and yang effect.
Yeah.
There's
always going to be up and downs of everything in your life. So, man.
Right. And then it's important to have the support group like we talked about.
And sometimes you just got to let the shit out. I mean, that's the thing with music too. Like, I mean, Youngblood, what is it? The one, I can't think of the name of the song, but it's a song about depression and him and his ADHD and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, like clockwork, every time I watch that with my wife, I look over and there's just tears streaming down her face. And I'm like, that's good. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to help you release that shit.
Yeah. And see, for me, I think one thing I love listening to is NF whenever I'm dealing with.
He's super deep.
He's been through so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. And he knows all the right words. Yeah. And the dude's he's definitely been through it. I think one of my favorite songs of all time is Mansions, because it just kind of describes that you're stuck in your own house and inside of your own head. And that's kind of how I felt most of my life. And so I always relate to that. And, I'm not a big, strong, masculine, can't talk about my feelings kind of guy. I'm going to sit there and listen to it and be like, oh, man, I kind of want to start crying right now.
Yeah, right.
I'll straight cry to a song.
Yeah, dude. Really? I mean, if you feel it, you feel it. Yeah. I think that's another important thing about mental health that people overlook is, of course, women and children have their own struggles, but I think with men in general, being three men here, we can all relate to is men aren't taught mental health properly.
Yeah, not at all.
We've all, our generation and generations past have always been, bottle it up and suck it up and go through the day and get through your work day, and you're not a man if you don't.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of like the man's role too is like we got to look out for everyone else more than what I'm saying, ourselves.
Yeah,
it's like
you're supposed to be the protector and the provider.
So it's like it's like we're labeled out to be so much more than
you get that natural feeling. You get that natural feeling of like, well, how am I supposed to take care of them if they're taking care of me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
man. I think we're gonna go ahead and go into another music break. We're gonna go into Time.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is Time by Deezyman.
I'm freezing in time and I won't let go. I watch you cross my spine. I'm freezing in time and I won't let go. I watch you cross my spine. I'm left on my body's cold. We stay between the lines. We got nowhere to go. I'm staying home tonight, baby. Let me go. Creatures on my TV, I just dropped the tape and no one even streamed me. I probably panicked out cause my anxiety is eating me. Sorry babe, I can blow my weed off the balcony. I'm making music for myself, but once I'm proud of me, I know you're moving out and it's really sad to see that I'm living just another day when you and me could be getting paid. See the world and
So that was Time by Deezyman. You got anything to throw in there? Like, same deal. About production, lyrics, what they mean to you, some of the process.
Not for real. I just kind of wrote that on a limb for real, but I don't know. I had like a bunch of music already like stacked up for real. So I was just like, I just need to make something new and drop it. So that's basically what I did with that. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit different than like most of the music because I actually like do rap a little bit more on that one, and it's and I definitely like stretched my voice a different way too, and I liked how it turned out. Shout out Davo again for sure because he definitely changed me. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it was a pretty good time, and yeah, man, I didn't do too much to that one for real, but it turned out fucking cool. So,
Hell yeah,
yeah.
Okay, well, you got any? Of course, we know you're playing with Degenerate here on Notes for Hope. Do you have any other shows that you're gonna plug?
Yeah, I got that one October 22nd at Red Flag, opening up for Finks with him as well.
Okay,
and then I don't have no more upcoming shows. I'm trying to work on like trying to get to different cities and stuff right now. But,
right.
But I am releasing music videos. I got one coming out August 29th for a song called Flexin' with my homeboy BMBJ Hundo.
Cool.
So that's pretty hot. I'm stoked to drop that. I just like released like the teaser today or yesterday or something like that. So I'm stoked on that. And yeah, man, just making videos. I'm working on tapes and stuff. So hope you guys keep a lookout for it, man.
Yeah, man. So where can people find your music, and where can they find you on the socials? Yeah,
so you can find me on IG at Deezyman with 2 N's, 1 word, 88.
Okay.
I'm on pretty much Twitter, everything like that. Not so much Facebook. You can find my music page on Facebook at Deezyman, but YouTube, all of that stuff, And I'm on all streaming sites, so look me up.
Cool. You do you kind of use DistroKid and stuff too?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the template. That's kind of
the deal. Yeah,
it's like the cheapest, and you get the most for it.
Oh, absolutely. I haven't released music since 2020, and I still have an active DistroKid account. And I released everything through there, and then I released stuff on SoundCloud and Bandcamp because that used to be the whole deal back then. Shoot, back in the day, I even used Reverb Nation, and boy, was that a nightmare.
That's crazy, yeah.
So it's kind of cool seeing how things have evolved over time. DistroKid, I think, does it right. As far as
they're also doing music video distribution now too.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that.
I think it's like $100.
What?
But it's I think it's a one-time.
So like each video, basically.
I think it is each video.
That's cool though.
I'm not sure,
but
I mean, I feel I want to try it once just to see if they know how to get the algorithm working properly
Right.
on YouTube.
That would be pretty cool to see. And I know they do like lyric videos and stuff too, because I've used them for that. And I think it's pretty cool that they don't just allow you to be an independent artist. Like you can also be your own record label as well. Because I'm operating my stuff under Airwave Nation Records, and that's kind of just what I came up with for my own label when I started. But now that I'm kind of managing other artists and stuff too a little bit, that's what I'm planning on working with.
Yeah, mine's run under Agitate the Airwaves as a label, and I had a few artists that were under me at different points in time.
Yeah,
that I would release for.
Awesome. So Deezyman, going back into all that, what other artists do you work with besides Degenerate? You mentioned one of your...
Yeah, I work with a lot, actually. Degenerate himself, and then my best friend, basically, Bobo Bryson. He is like, he's a goat for real. And then I work with Matt Wolf, Double F Gang, my boy Brown Bear. I'll be releasing music with him soon. I'm trying to get a video going for that, so...
There you go.
Guys, keep your eyes looked out. Starboy World, Jay Hundo, like I said, for that video I'm dropping August 29th, also my birthday. And then, man, I work with pretty much anyone for real, because it's like, that's all music is, man. It's like, you're supposed to work with people, especially in a small city like St. Louis, man. We all got to, like, do this shit together, and, like, you can't do that if you're, competing and, all the above, like,
right.
It's all like we ain't rich and famous, you know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to do something together, then that's the only way we're gonna do it,
Right. And so you guys have a couple songs you're doing, and I'm sure you guys are gonna perform them at Notes for Hope and the other show that you guys are doing at Red Flag.
Yes, sir.
Those songs are Fake Friends and Who Says?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't want to keep you guys too much later because I know you've got a long drive back home, so I think we're gonna go ahead and play those back to back, and then we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. Sound good? All right.
Good.
So this first one's going to be Fake Friends, and then it's going to lead into Who Says. So this is Who Says and Fake Friends by Degenerates and Deezyman. All right, and that was Fake Friends and also Who Says back to back by Degenerate and Deezyman. You guys want to talk about a little bit how the two of you started working together on these songs and kind of the production of it, and once again, like what brought the idea to these songs?
With the song Fake Friends, Travis came to me with that, and like you said before, I think I don't know if we're on air or not, but he was talking about that all these artists that dropped out on him, or he didn't feel like that fit the style of that song, and he just eventually sent it to me, and I was like totally down about it, but we had to redo it from scratch, so we was in the studio redoing it, and I wrote the verse for him and sent it back to him, and it was good, man.
Yeah, and
time.
The cool thing about that song too is it's not even the original beat.
Yeah,
we did a whole new beat. I had the original beat, and then I held it for so long. Dude thought I wasn't going to do anything with it, so he sold it. And then I was like, "Hey, bro, I was going to use that," and he's like, "I'll just make you a new one." So I was like, "All right."
It was different, like bass lines and all types of stuff. I used like everything different, so that was actually a sick ass.
Yeah, he just made sure that it was the same tempo and same melody.
Yeah.
Right, like the same. The whole same, basically like a completely different song, but the same.
Yeah, he used like different. He used some live instruments in it this time, and
you could definitely tell on that bass line in there too. Like it's like that's sick, so sick.
Yeah,
awesome. And so, what about Who Says?
Yeah, I just kind of like wrote what
with Who Says. I had to get on his ass.
Oh yeah, okay, you ain't lying though. I forgot about that for real, but. Yeah, I had this hook written for this song for like ever, dude. I'm talking about like a couple months at least, and I was playing with it. And I was like, Travis, you know what? You just got to get on this song because, I don't even know what to write to this. I didn't have no verse to it or whatever. And, dude, I sent him the song, and he like gave it back to me in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, all right, this is I got it. I'm done. We need to go record it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I don't even know what to write down on this shit because I don't want to be cliche about it. But,
right,
yeah, man, it turned out good, man.
Yeah, I had people harassing him on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, that was wild too. We had like
Sometimes that's the best motivation.
St. Louis, local hate. That's all it is. They're mad that I used that beat or something. It was.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, after we released it. So here's the thing: if you use YouTube beats, you can't be mad if someone else uses that same beat.
Yeah, we
Right.
both bought the lease. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's a lease. That means that multiple people can use it.
Right.
And there was a local artist. We won't name any names because we want to start restarting drama or whatever. But
we shouldn't even talk about it. Okay.
yeah. But yeah,
It was some
just
bullshit.
if it's a YouTube beat, don't get mad if someone else uses it. All right.
Right.
yeah, for real.
Okay, so you guys are probably going to play those songs at Notes for Hope, I imagine.
Definitely. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, you guys want to plug Notes for Hope for me?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Notes for Hope, September 9th at Park Hills Underground.
We got special guests with At My Worst, Party Crashers, The Doubted Kings, and
The Doubted Kings and
The Doubted Kings and the Vagabonds. YW, Skylines, The Limits, Degenerate and myself, Deezyman, Holding Ground, Jew. I don't know how to say that.
Judge.
Keith Hemfer, Hafner. And yeah. So stoked to see you guys there for real.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out to Keith Hafner. He's the homie. I've known him since I started in the music scene. He was one of the first people I interviewed on Agitate the Airwaves. He's a good dude.
That's
here.
hella cool for real. Yeah, I'm stoked to meet you guys. Yeah, for real. Glad
Yeah, I mean-
having me out here for sure.
Me and Keith are really good friends. We kind of came up at the same time as far as the music scene goes. Like he's older than I am, so he started before I did, but he kind of went away from it. And whenever I started getting into music was when he got back into it. And so we used to play shows and stuff together, and I played the first couple Notes for Hope. And of course, Notes for Hope 8, they just plugged it. We talked about it real quick. The doors are going to be $12, by the way, and of course $10 in advance. That's going to start at 12 p.m. that day. It's an all ages event, so bring your kids. Have a good time with the family.
Oh yeah.
And as I mentioned before, the Park Hills Underground does have drinks. They make great drinks. They have fantastic bartenders. I always love getting drinks there. And they don't have a kitchen, but they do allow food to be brought in. And I think we're also trying to get some food vendors there as far as like food trucks.
About it, man. I need some food vendors, man.
We're definitely going to need it for a whole like 10 to 12 hour day. So
I'm gonna make some money then for sure.
yeah. And this was the Midwest Mixtape podcast. We talked about Notes for Hope. We talked about the music and had a good time. It was good having you guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
for
having
real.
me.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the drive down here. That's definitely, I totally understand that
I
drive.
like road trips.
Yeah, we did. It was a good time.
There we go. All right, guys. You have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Who says we can be what we want to? Who says I ain't never gonna fix you? Who says we make promises that break through? Who says I wanna be fixed too? You change and it's hard to explain it. Sorry, I've been lost and frustrated. I think that we're both outdated. I'm too faded.
I've got feelings that I'm having trouble to explain. Voices in my head telling me that I should run away. Finding truth within our lives is one of my favorite games. We draw the battle lines, we fight for another day. I don't know what else to do. I just really fuck with you. I just really need the truth. I don't wanna fight with you. I'm just gonna get higher than you thought of me. Who says we can't try again? I'll see you in another week.
Who says we can be what we want to? Who says I ain't never gonna fix you? Who says we make promises that break through? Who says I wanna be fixed too? You change and it's hard to explain it. Sorry, I've been lost and frustrated. I think that we're both outdated. I'm too faded. Waking up, now she's got my girl and she leaving.